Welcome to SMUN 2023. The ceremony will begin shortly.
To join, the echo will come.
Welcome delegates to SMUN 2023. The ceremony will begin at 10:10. Good morning, delegates, organizers, and guests. I am Preet Kaltar Das, Vice President of the Sheffield Model United Nations, and your host for today's opening ceremony. Thank you, delegates, for waiting so patiently until the ceremony begins. We are excited to invite you all to this esteemed event, and without further ado, let's get started. I'd like to start off with a quote from Antonio Guterres, the current Secretary General of the United Nations. The world cannot afford a lost generation of youth. The COVID-19 pandemic and the subsequent economic collapse meant that many of the world's youth weren't able to pursue their dreams for a better world, one where realistic solutions were put at the forefront of policy debate. Therefore, I applaud you all for taking the initiative to join our Model United Nations and to participate in the world decision-making process. Truly, that courage, that drive is our hope for the future. But before I continue, I would like to introduce you to some very important people. All of the following people made everything you see possible. Firstly, I'd like to introduce to you our Internal Advisory Board Directors. Ms. Pravina, our school's Vice Principal of Secondary, the mastermind behind everything in this MUN and our school. She makes every event possible and 1,000 times better. Ms. Thomas, head of Key Stage 4 and 5 and a maths teacher, but also the person running around backstage making our school tick. And lastly, but definitely not least, Mr. Kenneth and Mr. Kelly, who expanded our international reach, helped us with our topic selection and cultural sensitivity. Secondly, I'd like to present our External Advisory Board Directors. Aman, an undergraduate student at the American University of Sharjah, majoring in international studies and minoring in economics and environmental policy, with a total MUN experience of over 30 conferences and 3 times Secretary General. He's also a researcher, writer, blogger, and author. Aishwarya Sudhir Nair, our second director, is a master's student who has worked with a United Nations affiliated NGO that contributes to the exhaustive battle against domestic violence in the MENA region. Her experience extends to working with the UNHCR, Geneva International MUN, Singapore International MUN, and numerous other prestigious organizations. Maha Siddiqui, our third director, is a master's student in psychology at the University of Glasgow. With an experience of 11 years in Model United Nations, Maha has attended and coached several organizations as a chair, delegate, and ambassador. Maha believes that being a part of the Model UN is about growth. It is about the urge of learning and becoming better citizens of the world that teaches one to distinguish right from wrong and shapes the future leaders of tomorrow. And lastly, but definitely not least, our principal, Mr. Roger Hancock, who has always been of support to us. I invite Mr. Hancock to stage now to say his few words of wisdom.
Better unmute. Sorry about that, Preet. I'll start again. Dear students, distinguished guests, and esteemed delegates, it's with great pleasure I welcome you all to our school's Model United Nations Conference. This event is an excellent opportunity for us to foster critical thinking, to cultivate leadership skills, and to promote cross-cultural understanding amongst all our students. We have over 128 delegates from 6 continents, which is a phenomenal achievement. As we gather here today, we are reminded of the critical role that young people play in shaping the future of our world. It is our responsibility as educators to provide you with the tools and the knowledge necessary to make informed decisions and take action on the issues that matter most to you. Over the next few days, you will have the opportunity to participate in lively debates, to engage in constructive dialogue with your fellow delegates. I encourage you to approach these discussions with an open mind, a willingness to learn, and a commitment to respect the differing viewpoints of others. It's also important that we recognise the power of collaboration in achieving our shared goals. As you work together to develop solutions to complex global challenges, I hope you will draw inspiration from the spirit of teamwork and cooperation that defines the United Nations. Finally, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the organisers and volunteers and sponsors that have made this conference possible. Your dedication and hard work are truly appreciated by the school. I must make a special mention to our students, Lesath, Naki, Preet and Luke, for all their hard work. This very much is a student-led event. And obviously to our teachers, we've already mentioned Miss Pravina, who is the absolute dynamo behind the secondary education at the Sheffield Private School, Miss Kristen, Mr. Damien and Mr. Kenneth, for all their hard work in preparing for this event. I have no doubt that this will be a memorable and enriching experience for all involved. I wish you all the best of luck in your deliberations and look forward to seeing the positive impact that you will make in our world. Thank you for this opportunity. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of our Secretariat, I'd like to extend our deepest thanks to you for making this event possible. This event is one of Sheffield's greatest accomplishments, but this year we are going bigger and better. This is why we have decided to scale up the operations of Sheffield MUN. That's why we have delegates from all 6 inhabited continents, with more than 24 countries joining in. In total, as mentioned before, we have 128 delegates represented to our 5 hand-selected committees. Most exciting of all, we are working with UNHCR this year through their MUN Refugee Challenge, which allows for you to work with the actual UNHCR agency. But I will save that for later. I'd like to invite to stage 2 of our internal directors, Ms. Thomas and Mr. Kelly, who have put their blood, sweat, and tears to make this MUN as large as it is. Ms. Thomas and Mr. Kelly, you have this floor.
Thank you, Preet, for giving me the floor. Good morning once again, esteemed guests, organisers, chairs, and delegates. I am heartened to see such an enthusiastic group of students who've come together to find solutions to global problems through constructive debate and exchange of ideas. Let me introduce the secretarial team of the Sheffield Model United Nations, whose efforts are the reason we are here today. Lesat Samarakon, the President, Nakia Rajkotwala, the Secretary General, Luke Gatdula, Deputy Secretary General, and Preet Kaltar-Das, the Vice President. Sheffield's Model United Nations is unique due to it being fully led and organised by the aforementioned students under the guidance of the Internal and External Advisory Board. They run the MUN Club, providing all training and resources to the students. The excitement on their faces when they decided that we were going to host our first international MUN conference knew no bounds, and they have only improved upon it since that day. Now, I'd like to introduce my fellow advisory board, Mr. Damien Kelly.
Thank you very much. To all the delegates who decided to be a part of this Sheffield Model United Nations, you've already taken the first step in becoming active citizens and future global leaders. In this era of globalization, learning about the world is more important than ever. And I suppose we're better to take part than in the Model United Nations. These conferences are opportunities to enhance research skills, public speaking, teamwork, negotiations, writing skills in a structured environment, and it molds you as a better leader, thereby making you a highly valued candidate for university admissions and jobs later on. Dear young leaders, your talents, your interests, and your interest in international relations, your initiative to participate in the Model United Nations, and your commitment to make the conference memorable is highly appreciated. Without taking any more of your time, I am extremely excited to officially inaugurate the Sheffield's second International Model United Nations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Thomas and Mr. Kelly, for your insights on the importance of us in the Model United Nations and the UN in general in making changes for the greater good. Mr. Arunraj Subbaraj is one of these aforementioned change makers. And to be honest, listing all of his accomplishments is not an easy task. Mr. Subbaraj is a pioneer in AI, energy, Internet of Things, blockchains, and others, and is a part of the process of developing the cutting-edge technologies we need to solve global problems. Mr. Subbaraj, you have the stage.
Dear all, I am Arunraj Subbaraj. It's a pleasure to be a part of Sheffield Model United Nations Forum. I'm sharing my thoughts in alignment with UNHCR. Many a times I read articles of people being displaced from their home nation for various reasons. I often wonder their mindset, their emotions, their challenges, their distress levels. On a scale of 10, them being a survivor, at a scale of 9.5 to 9.75 or maybe even 10. And at the same time, I do read several articles about other nations making progress in technology, economic growth, and community living. And then there's only one thought that comes to my mind. When there is a measurement index to gauge a country's progress in technology, economic growth, community living, education, energy levels, and so on and so forth, do we have a measurement index to measure a country based on how in acceptance they are for refugees? How acceptance they are for refugees and welcome them with open arms, allow them to mingle and thrive with the local citizens and ultimately make them feel the oneness. This is something which I often think about. Human beings are given the same level of intelligence all across the world. And who knows, by a host nation welcoming a refugee one day, once a refugee and now a citizen, would contribute to the very own host nation's growth in various modules or various areas. So I see that there should not be any boundaries created. And when a situation arises, all countries are well prepared to welcome refugees. A set process, set guidelines with raised awareness is given, is set in place so that no human on this planet would ever think that they are a survivor or need to survive. They would have the confidence to live when a situation arises, that when they get displaced, the term refugee would only be for a very short time, and that they would become a citizen very soon in the welcoming nations across the world. I trust UN would expand on this idea and make it a policy and help all nations be prepared to receive refugees and make them a citizen of their own country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that enlightening talk. I commend you for being able to
Dear
discuss
all,
one of the world's biggest issues. That is the concern of protecting refugees. We at the Sheffield Model United Nations truly believe in this message as well, which is why this year we are working with the UNHCR agency through their #MUN Refugee Challenge. This challenge allows for the resolutions that you make to be actually considered by the real UNHCR agency and to be a part of the world's decision-making process. We are truly and incredibly excited to announce our participation in this challenge, and I hope you are too, as you can make real change with your words. But now for 1,000 words, or a picture, as the saying goes. Ms. Zahira Muti, the curator of the UN Sustainable Development Goals Art Awareness Campaign. With many awards under her belt, such as an ambassador for women in Africa, a Toastmaster speaker, and the UAE Golden Visa holder, Ms. Zahira Muti is well established in her field. Here is some of her most notable work, where she painted on the same canvas for 17 days to represent the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Ms. Muti is an icon for the youth in her own right. She has kindly offered a few minutes of her time to explain the importance of you in deciding the future. So Ms. Muti, you have the floor.
Hi, my name is Zahira. I'm the founder of Ziad. Myself, I'm an artist, an activist, and curator. I remember during my teens years, I was very active and I've been always busy in supporting different community initiatives. That time we had Red Crescents. I was very active in Red Crescent. So all my weekend I spent in helping in the orphanage, cleaning the room of the elders. So this experience actually has contributed to make me who I am today. I'm originally from Mauritius. I've been in Dubai now for 11 years, and I run my own company, which is Ziad. Ziad is a global organization that connects artists from across the world. Now, coming back to UN, I have been collaborating with UN on various projects. One of the main projects was to create awareness about the SDGs. I'm sure you know about the SDG goal, Sustainable Development Goals, which is set by the UN, targeting 2030 to have a better world in the future. So I'm a firm believer as an artist that art is a catalyst to bring changes. Art is a universal language that connects people from across the world. Art brings people together. So the idea, the project was about bringing 17 artists from 17 different countries. They were all based in the UAE and from across the 7 Emirates. So what we've done is each artist has been inspired by one of the SDG goals. For example, poverty alleviation, sustainable development, gender parity, education, and so on and so forth. So each of the artists has brainstormed and embraced each goal, and they have come up with a Canva where they have created an original piece. And I'm very happy and honored to say that this collection has been part of the private and permanent collection of the UN collection at the Dubai Expo 2020. It's been exhibited at the UN hub during the full expo. The exhibition has received a lot of visitors, predominantly from all the diplomatic countries, the diplomatic people. The Sheikh Al Nahyan attended the exhibition, Rimal Hashimi, and various persons from across the world, as well as students like you and various people from different walk of life. So, my dear students, my message to you today is to seize any single opportunity that you receive in life, because you're young, you have the energy, and now with the internet facility, there is a lot of things that you can be active and making a difference, leave a legacy in tomorrow when you grow up and you will be in the adult world. Leave a legacy, make a difference, and support each other. This is my message for you.
Truly inspirational. Ms. Muti, on behalf of SMUN, those words have truly made an impact. Art is, all at once, a harbinger of peace, discussion, and unity. Ms. Muti is a passionate promoter of the SDGs, a passion that we all share. The Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, are 17 goals developed by the United Nations that recognize the importance of global unity in solving a wide range of issues, from economic growth to gender equality. We at Sheffield MUN want to make sure that we are a part of that mission, which is why our topics are applicable to the goals and help create solutions for them. And you may be asking, how do these solutions come about? Through state-of-the-art technology. Our next panelist is an author, a CEO, a tech wizard, and an overall inspiration to all of us, Mr. Kishore Dharmaranjan. Thank you for speaking at the Sheffield MUN.
Hello everyone, this is Kishore Dharmarajan with you, and thank you for inviting me for this event. So happy to share some insights with you. As many of you know, I'm an expert in the metaverse and the world of generative AI. So these are some of the technologies which are coming up and which could be helpful for all of us. Now, as students, when you grow larger and you're looking for a professional job or you wish to get into the entrepreneurial space, you'll always be wondering how to become successful. There are many books, countless books, videos about how to become successful, but I believe the real secret of being successful is already hidden within you. So if you look at your habits over the years, the way that you have been performing, your skills, if you take a deep down look at your own skills and your habits and your passions, you will find out that you have certain traits which could be very helpful for you. So that is your strength, that is your signature. And if you are able to choose a course of life which is in tune with your own inherent strength, I guess you'll be much more successful than if you make a choice based on your situation or the advice of others. So look into yourself, find out your deep strengths and work to that. Hope that has been interesting for you and hope it will help you. This is Kishore Dharmarajan signing off. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dharmarajan. Most of the topics we discuss in our Model United Nations and generally in the UN revolves around adapting the world to new technology. This year, we have 5 unique and incredibly committees. They are General Assembly 1, Disarmament and International Security, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, United Nations Women, and World Health Assembly. Through the diverse array of different committees that we've been able to provide, we hopefully are able to create a more engaging and interesting conference this year. I, having participated in the planning process for this MUN, know firsthand how much opportunity there is today, tomorrow, and the day after for you to not only make a difference, but to have fun. With that, I'd formally like to invite the President of Sheffield Model United Nations for 2023, Lasad Samarakon.
Thank you, Pete, for that amazing introduction. Sheffield MUN is one of the personal passion projects of mine. And as the president this year, I'm incredibly proud to be presiding over this amazing conference. Before I say anything else, I'd just like everyone to recognize what an amazing job that Preet has been able to do today and throughout our conference. Genuinely, Preet, we could have not done this without you. Also, Luke Gatula, our Under Secretary General, who was a key player behind the scenes. The fact that all of you received your links on time and your applications processed so quickly was all due because of Luke's hard work. Finally, but definitely not least, I'd like to thank our Secretary General, Nakia Rajkotwala, who organizes basically everything from our documents to our chairs. Nakia, Luke, and Preet, who all make up our secretariat, I thank all of you. But I also want to thank our amazing internal and external advisory board, our amazingly talented chairs, and most of all, you, for joining our conference today. This has already been mentioned, but our MUN's ability to reach all 6 inhabited continents, over 24 countries, and well over 100 delegates is truly a mind-blowing honor to be headed. So I thank all of you for coming. To even think that our MUN could have this reach even just a few months ago would have been impossible. So thank you all for coming today. I have been doing MUN for 6 years now, since I was in year 7, and in that time, any new conference has always been more interesting than the last. Whether this is your first MUN, your second, your 100th, or your last, I hope that you'll be able to have engaging and substantive debate today, and that it truly revolutionizes the world. This year, we're excited to announce our cash prizes for all 5 of our committees. Our monetary prize for Best Delegate is 100 dirhams, with an award of 50 dirhams for both the Best Delegate Runner-Up and Best Position Paper. As excited as we are for these awards, we have a few important notices for them. These awards, once decided by your chairs, are final and will only be paid through PayPal. To be eligible for any award, you must have attended at least 7 out of 8 of our sessions. In our MUN, to be eligible for the Best Position Paper, you must have submitted it on time. To be eligible for the Certificate of Participation, you must have attended at least 5 of the sessions. Your award will be based on your quality of debate, writing, lobbying, and generally how you conduct yourself in our conference. Nakia and I will occasionally be popping in and out of your committees just to see how everything is going, and we are already incredibly excited for the amazing and substantive debate we are able to see. But that's enough of me. Nakia, you have the floor.
Thank you, Lasad. Good morning, everyone. I'm Nakia Rajkotwala, the Secretary General of Sheffield MUN. It's amazing to see you all here. Although we only debuted last year, I'm so proud of how much we have grown. It was a network of idealistic and hardworking individuals that made this happen. And we were intensely aware every step of the way that we were building a foundation, the first Sheffield Model United Nations, so that we can have countless more in the future. As the second Sheffield MUN, we are in a unique position to truly measure the growth of the conference, to see how viable an international online MUN is. Already, we have more than double the delegates we had last year. We're building something amazing. And you are too. You're building ideas, discussing solutions, and forming connections. Today, during the era of communication and technology, our greatest strength lies in diversity. I'm so grateful to be sitting here today in the UAE, one of the most diverse countries in the world, and in front of you all, delegates from across the globe here to connect, collaborate, and create. The UN is one of the greatest forces for positive change. Its power lies not only in bringing countries together, but also in bringing people together. MUN sow the seeds for change, not only in you, but in the world. As a high school MUN, we know that this is probably the first introduction to global problems for many of you. I eagerly anticipate joining you to take a break from our daily routine and perspectives and opening our eyes to major problems worldwide. Not to worry over them, as many of us do when reading the news, but to create solutions to solve them. To join an MUN is a commitment to a better future, to diplomacy and peace, to relying on reason and logic rather than instinct and emotion. Although some may say this commitment only lasts the 3 days of the conference, I believe its effects last from the learners you are today to the leaders you'll be tomorrow, as our school slogan goes. We hope this MUN leads to many more, and that the ideas forged here make you change makers we need in the future. And now I pass the mic back to Lisa to introduce our wonderful chairs.
Thank you, Nakia. This year, we have some truly marvelous chairs, and the chairs that you'll be having in your conference today have years of experience, most of them having participated in at least 15 MUNs as a chair. So be assured that the quality of your conferences will be amazing. Let's start off with our first chairs for GA1. Zishan Adil is a second-year law student who is a reader and a signophile with a passion for international law and relations. He has been participating in MUN for 4 years now and has given him a wide understanding of issues and a variety of aspects and topics. And he could see how the world can be developed through them. Zishan, if you're there, please come on, please introduce yourself. Zishan?
Yes, hello delegates, meeting delegates. I'm Zishan Adil. I will be the chair for the General Assembly for the UNGA DISEC. I hope that all of you are well. So, talking about MUN, I think Model United Nation is just a wonderful platform. It's just a great platform for delegates to come together and discuss and to contemplate and to deliberate upon different issues, especially MUNs like international MUNs such as Sheffield MUN, because you have people from all over the world discussing about different issues. So I will be chairing for the General Assembly one, and this for this year's GA1, I think we have two wonderful topics which are very relevant, which are very real, and I think as delegates who are part of the GA will have wonderful time discussing about these issues. And I think it's very important because there are several disarmament and international security issues that young people need to come together and discuss about. So I hope that you all are prepared well, and I'm very sure that you all will have a wonderful time discussing, and that you'll all just have you all will basically just have fun. So yeah, see you in the conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Zishan. Our second chair for GA1 is Yuvraj Tenjanani, who has participated in over 15 MUN conferences and believes that MUN is about learning and where young people educate themselves about international, geopolitical, and socio-economical world affairs. Our second committee is UNHCR, who is headed by Dashawant MG and Abrojan Yarmatov. Dashawant has chaired over 27 conferences and organized 2 of them. He's won awards in 15 of them as well. UNHCR in particular is one of his favorites and closest to heart committees, and I'm sure he'll do an amazing job as your chair. Now let's hear from the man himself, Dashawant.
Thanks a lot, Lisa. I'm Dashwant. I'm a student of grade 11 at GEMS Millennium School in Sharjah. I'll be chairing UNHCR and I've been participating in MUNs for 3 years. SMUN will be my 28th conference and I hope to have a fun and productive conference with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Dashawant. Our second chair is Abrojan Yormatov, who is a master's student at the University of Rome with a second degree honors in his undergraduate degree. He has been a delegate in over 40 MUNs and was a member of the Secretariat more than 27 times. Abrojan, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you very much for the recognition, dear Chair. Dear distinguished guests, dear organizers and delegates of Sheffield MUN, I am Abrojan Ormatov. And as mentioned, our Secretary General, I have a huge MUN experience. And I want to say this conference, it is excellent platform to discuss actual problems in the world and to find alternative solutions. And I urge all committees, all committee chairs and delegates to be active, and we hope we will find solutions for actual problems together. Thank you.
Moving on to our brand new committee for the year, UNODC, where our chairs are Faisal Noor and Anjana Sugatan, who are incredibly experienced chairs and delegates. Please welcome the chairboard member of UNODC with more than 20 MUN experiences that we would love to see. His skills will hopefully be reflected in his delegates in his forum, while simultaneously he will continue to create a joyous and heated debate atmosphere. Please welcome Faisal Noor.
Thank you so much, President Lisa. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sheffield Model United Nations 2023 conference. I am Faisal Noor, a chairboard member of the UNODC, and it is my honor to chair over you in this wonderful forum. The IAT discusses crucial topics that the world is turning a blind eye on, including the relations of police and youth and access to healthcare in prisons. In the past 22 experiences I have endeavored, MUN became an indelible piece of my soul, as I continue to believe that MUN is a podium for democracy and to ensure that youth voices reach government officials and non-governmental organizations that can take action towards devastating global issues. I cannot wait to enjoy your heated and enthusiastic debates, as I'm pretty sure you will unleash your full potential and will exceed expectations. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Faisal. Our second chair is Anjana Sugatan, who is an amazing chair with many years of experience and is joining the Secretariat team in other MUN conferences. She wants to get the chance to guide a colossal bunch of magnanimous and talented students that can change the face of the globe. So, Anjana, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Lisa, for that wonderful introduction. And hello, everyone. I'm Anjana Sugadan, and as you see, I'll be the chair of UNODC. For me, MUN has truly proven to be a platform where delegates revolutionize into a generation of solver, all while having immense fun. And of course, you also learn the true meaning of research, leadership, and diplomacy. And I hope this year, the delegates of UNODC will have a great time. And I'm also very excited to hear your heated debates. So thank you.
Thank you, Anjana. Moving on to our fourth committee, UN Women, who is headed by two incredibly amazing chairs, Kanisa and Niti. Our first UN Women chair is Kanisa Tabasum, who has been a chair for over 6 times and has participated in MUN more than 20. Kanisa, you have the floor. Kanisa? Right.
First, sorry for not opening the camera as I'm outside. And besides, thanks for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself. Hi, respected chairs, so delegates, and individual guests. I'm Kaisha Tawasum. Chairing as a co-chair in UN Women in Sheffield United Nations. I'm very happy to be a part of it. I hope we will have some successful conversation. We'll have some fruitful solution and draft resolutions. Welcome to Sheffield MUN 2023 again.
Thank you, Kanisa. Now moving on to our final committee for the day, which is UN Women, who is headed by which is headed by WHA. But before that, I'd like to introduce our final chair for UN Women, which is Niti Kanugu, who has participated in MUNs for 7 years now and has chaired 25 MUNs both online and in person. Niti?
Yes. Hi, delegates. This is Niti Kananga. I am from India. I am a high school graduate. I have chaired more than 25 MUNs. I've been in the MUN world since the past 7 years now. I am really grateful to be a part of the Sheffield MUN 2023. And I'm hoping to have a successful committee and have a great conference with you guys. I'll make sure you guys have a great conference. Thank you.
Thank you, UBC. And for our final committee for the day, WHA, where your chairs are Chandrini and Taru, will guide you through some of the world's most difficult topics. Chandrini believes that MUN has integrally shaped our first chair's character, as she too once was a delegate of many MUNs. It gave her the pleasure to be a diplomat, a good leader, and a confident delegate of tomorrow's challenging world. MUN was a very intense learning process, which was very demanding and tiring, but she believes that through this, she has learned a lot. Chandini has been a part of many prestigious conferences like Harvard MUN and is very excited to join our conference. And our last chair for the day is Taru Singhal, who has been involved in many MUNs since class 8, and the journey has been amazing for her. She has mainly been involved in organizing the MUN conferences, working with setting up committee agendas, maintaining delegate affairs, and training in-house delegates for a variety of conferences. Recently, she also organized an inter-university MUN at her school. We are proud to present to you these 5 committees that showcase 2 carefully picked topics each. There was immense thought put behind our topics in order to ensure that you're discussing points that you thoroughly love and can create relevant answers to worldwide. Hence, you'll be able to undergo a very enriching experience at our MUN. I would also like to give a special thanks to our internal and external advisory board for guiding us through this journey. I can't wait to see all your unique resolutions as they showcase how you change the future by not just your words, but through your actions. Thank you for joining Sheffield MUN, and now I'll pass the mic back to Preet.
Thank you, President Lasat Samarkon and Secretary General Nakia Rajkotwala. Again, as I've said many times before, we could have not done this without you.
Before we formally end the opening ceremony, we can all take a peaceful moment to listen to Varsha Srinivasan as she sings for peace.
Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late, oh please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. Another day goes by, still children cry, put a little love in your heart. If you want the world to know, we will let hatred grow, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place. All the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see, wait and see. Take a good look around, and if you're looking down, put a little love in your heart. I hope when you decide, kindness will be your guide, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. People now, put a little love in your heart each and every day. Put a little love in your heart, there's no other way. Put a little love in your heart, you out too. Put a little love in your heart, come on and put a little love in your heart.
Thank you, Varsha, for the outstanding performance. Now, on that musical note, I'm glad to announce that our opening ceremony is now over, and I officially declare Sheffield Model United Nations in. Organizers and guests, thank you very much for attending our opening ceremony. I hope you had a great time. And on behalf of the SMUN General Secretariat, it meant a lot for you to join us today. As our opening ceremony is now over, you may leave the webinar. For delegates, please stay in the webinar as we have a few technical details to run through.
We have been receiving a lot of messages from delegates about how MUN Command would work, and therefore we've decided to quickly give a run-through of how the program is operating as a delegate. For any delegate who has not received their code, please make sure that you ask your chairs if you have not received it, and or check your MUN Command invite in your spam. Let me quickly share my screen on how to join as a delegate. Okay, as you can see here, I have signed up as an account. When you join, you will not be able to see any other conferences. These are previous conferences that I have attended, but you will just see enter conference key. Once you press on enter conference key, just paste in the code that was given to you by email or through your chairs and click add. Then you'll be added to our Sheffield MUN 2023. When you go to the home tab, you'll be able to see the general speakers list, and your chairs will be setting this depending on what you voted for in your committee. You can add, once you mark yourself in during a roll call, you'll be able to use this in full session. So we'll be not doing that now, as that power is vested in your chairs. You can create motions in this page, and it'll be showing up on the add motion side of the page. And you can also submit your documents, specifically your position paper, from here. And you can upload it as a position paper like this. Hopefully that is quite self-explanatory. And if you have any questions, you can still contact us through our email at SMUN@sheffield-school.com.
Your chairs will be happy to help you with anything you need throughout the conference.
Okay. Now that we've finished our run-through of MUN Command, if there are any questions at all, please ask them now in the Q&A section. We'll be happy to answer them.
Just letting you know, our first committee session for SMUN 2023 starts in 30 minutes at 11:30 GMT.
GMT plus 4.
GMT plus 4.
Hi Mia. So you didn't receive your MUN Command account code. If you have not asked your chair already, just make sure to just check with your chair first. They can check online, but if not, we'll add you there. Sorry for that. How will you share your resolutions? You can also upload this in the file section for MUN Command, and then it'll be first reviewed by our chairs, and then will be uploaded to committee for the rest of the committee to review.
In the same document section that you submitted your position paper, you can instead submit a resolution.
When will we have MUN teams?
This is not a team conference. In this, every delegate is their own country. I know some MUNs like to do teams per country, but in the Sheffield MUN, we have one delegate per country working individually.
Are we going to start a draft resolution writing today or tomorrow? In our MUN conference, what we usually do is we ask you to start an unmoderated caucus before and then start writing a draft resolution.
The pace will be set by your chairs depending on the committee, but I recommend that at least start thinking of ideas and maybe drafting resolutions by the end of today.
All right. Other questions at all, just send us a quick message either on WhatsApp or by email, and we'll be very happy to answer them. Thank you all for coming today.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, sorry, we just have one more question. How can I find it? Just ask your chair in your WhatsApp group.
Yeah, if you can't identify the chairs in the WhatsApp group, simply send a message in the group saying, "Hi, could the chairs please respond to this?" And they respond. Thank you everybody for attending. You guys have a 30-minute break before the first committee session starts. Please be at least 5 minutes early to your committee sessions so that the chair can take a roll call easily. And I hope you guys have an enriching experience at SMUN 2023.
Thank you for coming.